Number 10, Nick Rizzo. Number 11, Colin O'Neill. Number 14, Ethan Cutler. Number 15, Zach Tommen. And number 20, Troy Mupen. For American University, we have number 1, Dylan Hobart. Number 2, Michael Cherry. Number 4, Liam Robley. Number 6, Chris Vinay. Number 8, Jordan Manley. Number 10, Panos Nakid. Number 11, Dale Ludwig. Number 17, Joel Hart. Number 20, Vinny Barone. Number 21, Jake Garcia. And number 22, Kibu Mbalaku. And the ball is in play. The Raiders are in possession. Number 5 with the ball. Passes it off, and it is intercepted by American University, who send it up the field to number 20. Raiders in possession of the ball once again, sending it back towards midfield. Number 20, Troy Mupen, in possession. Runs it through, and there is a bit of a fall there. The ball will restart play towards the middle of the field. Players are setting themselves up on the field. And the ball is kicked into play. The Eagles with the ball now against that sideline, trying to get it away from Colgate's defense and around towards the goal. They're in the box now. Colgate kicks it off, and it is deflected, saved by Colgate's goalie. It's an excellent hand block there by Ricky Brown. And it looks as if the Eagles will start the ball off in the corner there. The ball is back in play, sent flying over the box. Bit of a header there, and Colgate is back in possession of the ball. Gets slid out over the sideline, and Colgate will start with it once again. Number 3 in possession of it now, Bruno Scudari. Throws the ball into play up towards number 20, Troy Mupen. Ball gets passed over to number 2, Chase Pagani. There's a bit of a scuffle there in the mid-zone, which leads to American taking the ball. Number 22 sending it back. Now number 6, Chris Vinay, in possession. Number 22 again trapped against that sideline. And the ball gets sent out across the sideline. Number 6, Chris Vinay, throwing the ball in from the near sideline right up towards the midfield line. Vinay still in possession. He passes it off to number 17, who throws it over to number 10, Panos Nakid. Colgate back in possession of the ball. Number 2, Chase Pagani, driving it down the field towards American's defensive zone, excuse me. Ball is given over to American's goalie. And the players take the field once again, lining up. American is a very strong offensive team, especially in terms of corners, so the Raider defense may be getting a workout today. And American is in possession. Colgate takes possession of the ball. And we have a bit of a tumble. Whistle was blown once again. The ball will be restarted, heading back towards American's goal. Ricky Brown with the ball now. He kicks it up, gets sent over the midfield line, down towards the defensive zone. Ball is loose momentarily. And it looks like there may have been a bit of an injury on how that American player fell. Play is stopped. The ref is checking him out, making sure he's all right. That's number 10, Panos Nakid. It looks as though he may be off the field, getting a replacement. Play will resume with American's goalie kicking the ball into play down the field towards Colgate's defensive zone. It's against the sideline now. American in possession of the ball. They kick it out, still against the sideline, and it goes over the sideline and out of bounds. Number 8 for Colgate with the ball now, Aram Uligan. And he throws it in. Colgate deflects it off, attempting to regain control. The ball is rather loose. Doesn't seem to be in anyone's possession just yet. Gets kicked back over towards Colgate's defensive zone and out of bounds. Ball starting from the sideline now in American's possession. And he throws it in. American still in possession. Colgate vying for that ball to get it out of our defensive zone. Ball gets sent up along the far sideline. American in possession, trying to get it around their defenders. They send it up towards the midfield line. Midfielder driving it down, slightly passing it over to the far sideline once again. And over to Americans number 4, Liam Robley. Robley in particular is a player to watch. He is currently leading NCAA Division I with 8 assists this season. And the ball is in Colgate's possession. They pass it up the far sideline. American momentarily regains possession of it and begins to drive it towards the center of the field. They pass it over to their number 22, Kibu Baluku. And the ball gets sent over the end line. Ricky Brown starting with the ball once again as the players reposition themselves on the field. He will be kicking it into play momentarily. Thus far, the score stands at 0-0 with 38 minutes left in the first half of the game. And Brown sends it up over the midfield line. Colgate in possession. They send it down towards the defensive zone for American, and the ball gets sent over the end line. Players retake the field. Dylan Hobart with the ball now. A lot of out-of-bounds play so far this game. And Hobart kicks it back into play, sending it up over the midline. Gets deflected off. Had number 10, Panos Nakid, sending it downfield. Number 17, Joel Hart, now in possession. And it is caught up and grabbed by Ricky Brown. Players again repositioning themselves on the field while Brown prepares to kick it into play. Number 22, Kibu Mbalaku, attempting to run at the goalie there. And number 4 of Colgate, Benji Geisler, has the ball. He sends it down the field into American's defensive zone. Number 2, Chase Pagani with the ball. He sends it up over, attempting to pass to number 20, Troy Mupen, and the ball gets sent out over the end line. Dylan Hobart with the ball once again. He kicks it back into play. It gets sent up once more over the end line, deflected off of Americans, one of their heads. Number 20, Troy Mupen with the ball. He runs it over to the sideline. Gets passed back over to number 11, Colin O'Neill. Sends it up over the midline, and it is intercepted by American. American still with the ball. They attempt to shoot it, and it goes over the end line. Once again, Ricky Brown starting with the ball. And the ball gets kicked back into play up over the midfield line. Colgate, number 10, in possession of the ball, Nick Rizzo. The ball gets sent down into American's defensive zone. Both players vying for the ball, and they actually fall right over the end line. And the players reposition themselves on the field. And Dylan Hobart will kick that ball back towards the center of the field. Ball is sent back into play. Colgate, number 5, Jared Stroud, in possession of the ball. Takes it around towards the center of the circle. It is intercepted by American, number 22, Kibu Mbaluku. Sent over to number 6, Chris Finney, who passes it back over to Liam Robley. And it is back in Finney's possession, trapped against that sideline. They send it up into the box. Robley pursuing that ball. Ball is attempted to be kicked towards the goal, but number 8, Aram Uligan, got in the way there. Number 10 with the ball. Once again, he passes it over to another American player, and it is over with Chris Finney on the sideline once again. He sends it towards the middle of the field. Ball is momentarily loose and then falls back into possession of American. Colgate's number 11 just kicked that ball up over the sideline, out of American's possession momentarily. And it will be started again, thrown in by American on that far sideline. Ball's back in play, still in American's possession. Number 5 of Colgate vying for that ball. Ball gets sent towards the middle of the field, back towards the far sideline. Really trapped it there. And play will be restarting in Colgate's possession with the throw out on that sideline. Ball is thrown back into play, deflected off an American player, and American takes possession of the ball. They send it up towards the midfield, then across over to Chris Finney on the near sideline. He sends it over into the box, and it gets deflected by a Colgate player. Colgate in possession of the ball, running it down towards that corner. American regains possession, sending it towards the middle of the field. Number 11, Dale Ludwig with the ball. Gives it over to Joel Hart, who falls. And the whistle has been blown. And it looks as if there will be a penalty kick of some kind here. Players are taking position here. Number 4, starting off with the ball, Liam Robley. Gets deflected by Colgate's players. And it looks as if it's a score for American University. The first score of the game, made with 31 minutes left in the first half. It's almost saved by Ricky Brown. Got a hand on it, but it just slipped right over his fingers into the goal. And the ball will be restarting in midfield. That goal was scored by number 4, Liam Robley. Ball back into play, gets sent out over the sideline on a header from Colgate. American University will be starting with the ball on the sideline there. He throws it into number 11, Dale Ludwig. Ludwig with the ball passes it over to another teammate. The ball momentarily gets loose, and Colgate takes advantage of that, sending it up the field. Number 2 taking it across the sideline. Number 14, Ethan Cutler with the ball now. Ethan Cutler is an excellent player for Colgate's offensive side. He was 9th with the most points in a season in 2014, according to the Patriot League records. He's only a junior this season. Number 4, Benji Geisler with the ball now. About to throw it off into play. He sends it over to Cutler. Cutler's stuck in that corner. He sends it towards the middle of the field, shoots, and the ball is grabbed by Dylan Hobart. The players reposition themselves on the field as Hobart prepares to kick the ball back into play. And he sends it up over the midfield line. Colgate and American both racing for that ball. Colgate sends it back up along the far sideline, goes out of bounds. American will be starting with a throw-in on that sideline. American still in possession. They pass it over to Liam Robley. Trapped again on that far sideline. Americans attempting to get it closer to Colgate's goal. Colgate momentarily had possession of the ball. They take it again and send it back up towards midfield. Number 2, Chase Pagani with the ball. He shoots it up over the midfield line. It gets intercepted by American once again. Interception by Colgate. Number 15, Zach Tommen. And number 11 with the ball now, Colin O'Neill. He drives it up over the midfield line towards American's goal. Ball gets intercepted by American's number 10, Panos Nakid. It's back in Colgate's box and gets scooped up by Ricky Brown. Players once again reassembling themselves on the field as Brown attempts to kick it in over that midfield line. Ball is back in play. American with the ball. Once again, Chris Finney against this near sideline. He passes it over to number 4, Liam Robley, who scored recently in the game. And it's back to Finney. Back to Robley. Robley sending it down. And it gets kicked over the goal by American. Brown with the ball once again. Brown has already made a total of 21 saves this season, not counting this game. He's doing very well defensively. The ball is kicked up, back in play. American's number 11, Dale Ludwig, takes it, but it gets kicked down towards American's goal. Dylan Hobart sending it back up over the midfield line. American in possession. Colgate racing for that ball, and it gets scooped up once again by Ricky Brown. Brown's had another 2 saves this game alone. The ball is back in play. American in possession. The ball gets passed over to number 22. Colgate intercepts it. They're holding it there in the midfield line. They shoot it up towards American's defensive zone, where it gets retaken by American. They send it down that far sideline. And it got kicked out. Throw in by American. Colgate in pursuit of that ball. They take it, kick it down towards their goalkeeper. And it got sent down over that end line. And it looks as though there will be a corner here for American. Ball gets kicked in, sent up over the goal. Number 21 of American with the ball now. He kicks it out of bounds over that end line and over the fence. Ricky Brown will start with the ball. He kicks it up. It is over the midfield line. Deflected by an American header. And it goes out over the sidelines. Colgate will be throwing it in. Got it against that far sideline. Driving it down the field. And the ball goes out of bounds once again with American, starting with the throw in this time. The ball gets thrown into play. Colgate takes the ball. Well, momentarily gets loose, and American takes it. They send it down the field towards Colgate's goal. Colgate back in possession of the ball, number 8. Gets sent over the sidelines once again. American throws the ball in. Momentary interception by Colgate. It gets passed over to number 20, Vinny Barone, and intercepted by Colgate's goalie. Ball is kicked back in play. Colgate in possession, driving it over that midline. Momentary tumble. And it is still in Colgate's possession. Number 11 with the ball, Colin O'Neill. He passes it up to number 2, Chase Pagani. O'Neill with the ball once again, sending it over towards American's box. Number 20. Lost the ball. They had to hand it over to Dylan Hobart. Hobart will be kicking it back into play. Ball gets sent up towards midfield, taken by American. American driving it over that midfield line along the far sideline. And it looks as though Colgate's number 8 is vying for that ball. And they send it over to Ricky Brown. Ricky Brown sends the ball up over midfield. Going along that sideline, it goes out of bounds. Along that far sideline.
Into the game for American, number 9, Joe Arola.
Ball gets thrown in. Number 4, attempting to send it down the field, very close to that far sideline. Goes out of bounds. And Colgate will be starting with the ball. They throw it in up towards midfield. American heads it down the field. Momentary loss of control by Colgate, but number 2, Chase Pagani, takes it once again, sending it up the field. It's along that far sideline now. Ball goes loose and over the sideline. American will be starting with the ball. There's the throw in. Ball is loose. Colgate trying to gain possession of that ball. American takes it, running it down the field towards Colgate's goal. And there's a slight stumble there between the two players going after that ball. American will be starting with the ball. They send it towards Colgate's goal, and it goes out over the end line. Brown kicks the ball into play, gets sent up over the midfield line. The ball passes back between both teams momentarily before Colgate gains control of it. And gets taken by Colgate's number 11, who passes it off to Chase Pagani. Pagani and O'Neill passing it back and forth between each other. And back over to Colgate. Down that far sideline. Number 8 momentarily takes it for giving it over to number 20, Troy Mupen. And 20 again with the ball, sending it over to number 5, Jared Stroud, against that far sideline. Mupen with the ball once more, passes it off to his teammate, and number 14, Ethan Cutler, now in possession. He gives it off to number 5, Jared Stroud. Stroud sends it down towards American's goal. And the ball will be starting off once again in American's possession, with Dylan Hobart kicking it into play. The ball is up and over the sideline. Colgate's number 11 kicks it back a few feet, but it is taken by American. Ball gets sent over towards this near sideline, number 10 in hot pursuit, and it goes over the line before he's able to reach it. Colgate's number 2, Chase Pagani, throwing it in to number 11, Colin O'Neill. O'Neill passing it over to number 4, Benji Geisler. And they send it over the midfield line to number 20. Number 2 with it once again. He's running it down towards that goal. Passes it over to number 20, Troy Mupen. Passes a little fast. Mupen couldn't get there in time, and the ball got sent over the sideline.
Number 23, Nick Cifrin. For number 17, Joel Hart.
Number 11 of American in possession. He passes it off to his teammate, and the ball gets sent down over the midfield line. Colgate regains possession of it. Number 8, Aram Uligan, with it. And it goes back over the center line, with American now in possession, driving the ball along that far sideline towards Colgate's goal. They pass it off towards the middle of the field, take it back to the sideline. Colgate intercepting that ball. They send it over to the middle of the field. Chase Pagani driving it up and kicking it over the midfield line. Dylan Hobart kicks it over to his teammate. And number 20, Vinny Barone, taking the ball, driving it back down towards Colgate's defensive zone. Defenders in hot pursuit, and Ricky Brown taking that ball before American can score. Brown kicks the ball into play. It gets sent up over the midfield line. Number 6, Chris Finet with the ball now. He drives it over to the near sideline to his teammate Vinny Barone. Barone and Finet pass back a few times to each other before sending the ball over to their teammates towards the middle of the field. And Colgate takes the ball. Number 2, Chase Pagani, passing it over to number 5. Stroud passing it over to number 4, Benji Geisler. Ricky Brown kicks the ball up towards midfield. American takes the ball once again over to this near sideline, down towards Colgate's goal. Number 20 passes it up to number 6, Chris Finet. Finet over to number 10, Panos Nakid. Number 4 with the ball now. Attempting to bring it off that sideline. Slight mispass. Managed to get to the ball before it goes over the sidelines. And the ball gets kicked straight into Ricky Brown's arms. Brown sends the ball over to his teammates. They drive it up towards the midfield line. Number 5 sending it over to the sideline. Getting passed back and forth between Colgate's defenders. And over to the near sideline. Number 4 kicks it over the midfield line towards American's goal. They're within American's defensive zone here, attempting to get a shot off. They pass it over to number 5, Jared Stroud. Jared Stroud with the ball now. They send it over towards the middle of the box, and the ball gets sent out over the far sideline by American. Colgate. Colgate's number 3 will be starting with the ball now along that sideline. Momentary change in lineup for the Raiders. Ball gets kicked into play. Colgate still in possession. They shoot it and goes a bit wide here, getting sent out over the near sideline. American will be starting here with the throw in. They're up against this near sideline, sending it towards the middle of the field, and it gets kicked out by American. Colgate with the ball once again. Number 4, Benji Geisler with the throw in. Number 7 now in possession. American takes it, and they send it across the field and up down towards midfield. Interception by Colgate with an excellent slide. Number 4 with the ball. Sends it along that sideline where it gets intercepted by American. Colgate back in possession. Benji Geisler with the ball sends it over towards midfield. American with the ball, driving it down the field. And the whistle is blown. Players are assembling on the field. For a kick from American. And a nice save by Ricky Brown from that penalty kick. Brown still in possession of the ball, waiting for his team to line up before he kicks it off. Gets sent over towards the near sideline. It's number 7. Number 14 with the ball, passing it over to Colin O'Neill. O'Neill back to number 7, back to Ethan Cutler. Cutler sends the ball over to number 4, Benji Geisler. Geisler kicking it into the box. It gets intercepted by American, who send it up towards the middle of the field. Momentary interception by Colgate, and the ball gets sent over the sideline.
Number 7, Danny Kaiser in the game for American for Panos Aki. And in the game for the Raiders, number 9, Abdel Sanogo.
Number 6, Chris Finet starting off with the throw. Throws the ball in towards his teammate number 23. Colgate kicks it out of bounds once again. And another throw in by number 6, Chris Finet. Colgate intercepts the ball from Finet. Number 11 with the ball, he kicks it down the field. American kicking it up towards midfield. And the whistle is blown and play is stopped. American will be starting with the ball. Kicks it into that clump of players, and they send it over to the goal. Saved again by Ricky Brown. Brown kicking it up the field over the sideline, midfield line rather. Number 7 with the ball. He takes it off the sideline, passing it over to number 9. Colgate still in possession of the ball, running it down towards the defensive zone here. Ball gets intercepted by American and kicked out of bounds.
Number 31, Liam Herbeck in the game for the Eagles, replacing Vinny Jerome.
American throws the ball into play. They pass it back and forth, attempting to get it off that sideline. And the ball gets sent out of bounds once again. There will be another throw in here by American. Ball gets thrown up over the midfield line. Trapped against that far sideline and out of bounds once again. This time Colgate with the throw in. Number 15, Zach Tomlin in possession. They send it back over to their goalie. Kicks it up the field over the midline. And Dylan Hobart takes the ball, kicking it over the midfield line. Colgate attempts to send it back up towards American's goal, and it goes out of bounds. Both teams vying for the ball. Momentary interceptions by both teams. For number 31, Liam Hornbeck of American takes it. His defenders are in hot pursuit, trapping him against that sideline. And American will be throwing it in on that corner. Trying to get it off that sideline. They shoot it towards midfield. And Colgate takes it. Number 11, Colin O'Neill, sending it up the field. American intercepts it again. Sends it down the field towards Colgate's goal. It's trapped against that far sideline. Colgate in possession, running it up the sideline now. They kick it up over the midfield line. American back in possession. They give it over to number 31, Liam Hornbeck. Hornbeck over to Robley. And Chris Finney with the ball again. Sends it over to that far sideline. Interception by Colgate. And number 24 now running it up the field. The ball gets kicked towards American's goal. It's in their box, and their goalie kicks it back towards the center of the field. Two players collide, and we may have an injury. And the ref has made the call that it will be given back over to American, sent towards their goal. Ref issues a warning to number 11, Colin O'Neill. Americans number 4, Liam Robley, with the kick.
A yellow card has been issued to Colgate's number 11, Colin O'Neill.
Ball gets sent
5:24 remaining in the
over the sideline.
It is a game for American number 25.
Just 5 minutes left in this first half of the game. And the ball is back in play. Colgate kicks it down that far sideline. Gets sent back over the midfield line. Number 7 attempting to get to that ball. He trips. And American takes possession. Oh. And the ref gives it to Colgate. Number 15, Zach Tommen with the ball. Gives it over to O'Neill. O'Neill running it down the field. Passes it to his teammate. Over to the sideline. And the ball gets deflected over the sideline. Colgate still given possession. Number 5, number 14, Ethan Cutler starting this ball off. He kicks it into play, and it is snagged by the goalie, who gets knocked over, jostled a bit in play. Another yellow card issued. Dylan Hobart starting the kickoff. That card was issued to Aaron Mulligan, as well as Chris Finney on the American team. Ball back in play. American kicks it over, number 3 for Colgate in hot pursuit. And it gets sent over that end line. And it looks as though we will have a corner for American with just 3 minutes left in the first half. The ball gets kicked into play, sent across near the goal line. And American attempts to shoot it, bounces off that goal post. No score just then. Ricky Brown starting the ball, preparing for that kick. Ball gets sent over the midfield line. American takes possession. The team's just vying for the ball across that line. Gets kicked down the field towards Colgate's goal. Number 15 of Colgate sends it over to the goalie, who kicks it across the field along that far sideline. Ball gets sent over the midfield line. Still in Colgate's possession. They run it down towards American's defensive zone. Kick it over towards the center of the box. Number 7 with it now. Goalie grabs it. Ball was just wide of the goal. Players once again retaking the field as Hobart prepares to kick it in to play. He sends it up well over the midfield line. Momentary block by Colgate. They send it towards midfield. And the whistle is blown once again.
1 minute. 1 minute remaining in the first half of play.
Just 1 minute remaining in this half. American will be starting with the ball now. Just over the center line. The ball is sent towards American's player on that far sideline. They shoot it up towards the middle of the field, very close to the goal. It gets grabbed by Ricky Brown. Brown waiting for the players to retake the field. He kicks it over the center line. Colgate in possession. Excellent reception. And they shoot it just over the goal. And that signals the end of the first period. The score stands at 0-1. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Colgate All Access live stream on the Patriot League Network, powered by Campus Insiders. Once again, this is Maggie Mikesell announcing the Raiders men's soccer game against American University. We're entering the second period of the game. The score stands at 0-1 with American in the lead. Defensively, American's Dylan Hobart has made 1 save next to Colgate's Ricky Brown with 4 saves this game. The first half saw some hard fighting from both teams. Foul count stands at 4 for American and 8 for Colgate. There were also 3 yellow cards issued, 2 to Colgate and 1 to American. Not a big game for corners. Thus far, there have only been 2 for American. Surprising considering American leads the league currently in corners. We'll see how this second half of the game differs from the first. Ball gets kicked up into play and goes out across that far sideline. American will start in possession. They throw it in, and it goes out once again. Still in American's possession. They're down towards Colgate's defensive zone here. Number 4 with the ball. He trips and stumbles. And the ref rules in his favor. He will be starting this kickoff. And the ball gets sent over down into the box near Colgate's goal. Number 21 sends it across the field, saving it from going out of bounds across that end line. Number 4, Rob Lee with the ball. He passes it up to his teammate, and it gets sent across towards that far line. American taking it into the middle of the field. Colgate kicks it out of the box, and it rolls out of bounds just across the midfield line. American's number 8, Jordan Manley, will be starting the throw here. He throws it over towards his teammate, number 17, Joel Hart, and Colgate intercepts it. Number 24 giving it over to number 23, and the ball gets sent across the sidelines. Ruled in Colgate's favor. Colgate will be starting the throw now. Number 3, Bruno Scudari, throwing it up over towards number 9. Number 9 kicking it forward to number 14, Ethan Cutler, and the ball gets sent over that end line. Cutler brings the ball over so that American's goalie might kick it back into play. He sends the ball up over midfield towards that far sideline. American in control of the ball. They send it over the midfield line and give it over to that far sideline player. Slight scuffle with the ball. Colgate momentarily intercepts it, kicking out across that sideline. And Colgate will be throwing the ball in. Ball gets thrown into play. American takes possession of it, and they kick it over that midfield line. The ball becomes loose and gets kicked over that sideline. Ball's back in play. Colgate now in possession. He sends that pass over to that far sideline. Number 3, Bruno Scudari with the ball, sending it across American's box. And American with the ball. They pass it up to number 10. Number 10 still with the ball, driving it down the field across the midline. Gets caught up in Colgate's feet, and Colgate has regained possession of the ball. They kick it far down that field. Number 14, Ethan Cutler, racing for that ball. American intercepts it. They're down in their defensive zone here. They pass it over to that sideline. Number 4 with the ball. He passes it over to his teammate. And American kicks that ball up and over the sideline once again. Number 20 with a header, and it is intercepted by Colgate's number 24, Tim Oberg. American's number 20 racing for that ball. Colgate manages to get there first. And number 11, Colin O'Neill, passes it over to number 24. Number 24 over to that sideline, where it's passed back to him. It's against that far sideline now, still in Colgate's possession. Number 2 with the ball, sending it back to the line of defenders. There's a little more open space, and the ball gets kicked up. And Dylan Hobart of American will be kicking the ball back into play. Ball gets sent high up in the air, coming down across that midline in Colgate's defensive zone now. Number 15 of Colgate trying to get that ball. There's a slight tangle of feet, and the whistle is blown. Ricky Brown will be kicking the ball to set it for the next. Ball gets sent up over the midline. Colgate heads it off. Number 14 in possession. He passes it over to number 20, Number 20 being pursued by his defender. Manages to get around him. And he passes it back. It's over against that far sideline now. Colgate still in possession of the ball. Trying to get it around those two defenders and off that sideline. American momentarily takes the ball and it gets kicked over that sideline. Number 9 will be starting this ball off. It's Abdel Sonago. He kicks it right into the box of American's goal. Colgate in possession of the ball. They pass it back to their line of defenders, away from the cluster of players. Ball gets kicked up and far down towards that goal. And there's a save. Whistle is blown as the refs consult. Colgate played American last November with a close 3-2 loss for the Raiders. Colgate took the lead towards the middle of that game, but ultimately lost by just 1 point. And a yellow card was issued. To both number 14 and 21. 21 of American, 14 of Colgate.
A yellow card has been issued to American number 21, Jake Garcia, and to Colgate number 14, Ethan Cutler. Both cards with 46 remaining in the second half.
And it looks as if we'll have a direct penalty kick here. Dylan Hobart preparing for the defense. And it's a goal for Colgate. Scored directly without assist by Ethan Cutler, number 14. The score now stands at 1-1 with 36 minutes left in the second half.
Colgate goal scored by number 14, Ethan Cutler.
Colgate in possession of the ball. Oh, and it gets given over to American. Number 4, Liam Robley with the ball now. The ball is kicked into play, sent
Yellow card has been issued to American number 11, Dale Ludwig, with 36-26
over towards that corner,
in the second half.
and it gets sent back up towards midfield. Another yellow card was issued to Americans. Dale Ludwig, number 11. American starting off that ball with the throw. Number 4 in possession. Now number 17 of American. Whistle gets blown. And number 4, Liam Robley, will be kicking the ball back into play here. Players take their positions. Gets blocked by Colgate's number 8. Number 4 still in possession of the ball. He kicks it towards Colgate's box. Number 10 attempting to shoot it around Colgate's players, and it falls wide. No score there. Ricky Brown about to kick the ball back into play. Ball gets sent far down the field and is taken by number 2, Chase Pagani. Pagani loses it to American. Gets stuck in the corner there. American manages to get it back. They send it over towards that sideline. And it is retaken by Colgate. Colgate's number 8 kicking it up over towards that far sideline. Still in Colgate's possession. Being driven into American's box, and it gets kicked out by an American. Number 9 of Colgate, Abdel Sonago, will be throwing it into play here. Throws it right into the center of that box, and it is caught by Dylan Hobart. Hobart throws it right over to his teammate, number 8, Jordan Manley. Manley kicks it down into Colgate's defensive zone, and it is picked up by Ricky Brown. The ball is back in play. No one in possession just yet. Both teams trying to get control of it. Colgate taking the ball, number 24, sending it over to number 14, Ethan Cutler. Cutler sends it back up to number 11, Colin O'Neill. O'Neill kicking it towards the goal. It goes wide. And Dylan Hobart will kick it off once again.
Joe Adirola, number 9, in the game for American, replacing Ibu Imaluku.
The ball is kicked into play. Sent far down the field towards Colgate's goal. Colgate kicking it up the field, and it goes over the sideline. American with the ball now over the midline towards Colgate's goal. Colgate takes possession of the ball. They send it up to number 14, Ethan Cutler. Dylan Hobart runs out of the goal and kicks the ball back down towards Colgate's goal. Ricky Brown catching the ball there. And the ball will be restarted once again. The ball gets sent up the field. Colgate had possession there. Slide by 24, tripped up one of the American team. And an attempt controlling that ball. Ball got deflected off of one of Colgate's players and sent over that end line. Dylan Hobart again with the ball. Ball gets sent up just over the midline. A header by Colgate sends it coming back, and it goes over the sideline. American starting the ball with a throw off now. They take the ball down the field towards Colgate's goal. Ricky Brown attempting, getting ready for that, and he kicks the ball out to his teammate, keeping that ball out of the goal. Big kick upfield gets deflected by American, but Colgate retakes it. Number 20 trying to keep that ball in bounds and in play. Number 3 passing it over. Number 24 who gives it over to number 11. Oh, and a big kick by number 11 caused him to fall down pretty hard on his back. He doesn't seem to need a sub. And play will continue with number 8 of Colgate.
Yellow card has been issued to American number 4, William Roberts.
Around Wooligan. Number 4 of American, William Robley, got a yellow card back there. Ball is sent up into the air. Almost goes out of bounds. American manages to keep it in play. Number 9 and number 3 take a small tumble in those efforts. Hobart will get to kick the ball fairly far away from the goal. He kicks it up across the field, just shy of Colgate's box. American still in possession of the ball. The ball goes towards that end line, gets stopped by American. Momentarily loose, Colgate intercepts it and shoot it back towards center field, where it is taken once again by Americans number 6, Chris Vinay. Vinay passing it down the field, one of their offenders, and Colgate re-intercepts that ball. Number 2, Chase Pagani with it, gives it over to one of his teammates. Battling around center field, it gets sent over that midline. And Dylan Hobart takes that ball once again, resetting play. Ball gets kicked up, headed by Colgate, back over that midfield line. It's a bit of a battle over the midfield line now. And Colgate kicks it down towards American's goal. Once again, American defenders with the ball. The ball trapped up against that far sideline. Teams vying for that ball. An American will be starting. Fairly close up against that far sideline. Ball gets kicked into play and grabbed by Ricky Brown. Brown waits for the team to get a little further downfield. He kicks it off up over the midline. A header by American sends it back a few yards. It's taken by Colgate and then intercepted by American. American's number 8 passing it down the field. And number 11 collided with a few other players there. Took another hard fall. He's still in play. And Colgate's number 8, Aram Uligan, will be starting this ball off. He kicks it down into American's box. And Dylan Hobart runs forward. snatching it up. He throws it over to number 8. Number 8 looking for the pass. Number 24 keeps it from going where he wanted it, and Colgate momentarily intercepts the ball. Number 9 with the ball now, running towards that goal. Gets blocked by American, but is still in possession. Shoots it over towards center field. Number 11 kicking the ball straight up into the air. It's getting sent back. Number 3 of Colgate attempted to get that pass. Number 17, Joel Hart, intercepted him, and American took possession of the ball. American still in possession, driving it down towards Colgate's goal. And Colgate back in possession. He'll be throwing it in from the sideline. Colgate with the throw in. A header by American sends it back. American takes possession. And the ball gets kicked over that end line. We'll have a corner here for American. The third of the game. Ball gets kicked up and instantly grabbed by Ricky Brown. Just 24 minutes left in the second half. Score still stands at 1-1. Ball sails through the air, across that sideline, and is awarded in Colgate's favor. And there's the throw in. Colgate against that sideline. They attempt to take it towards the middle. Pass goes a bit long. Both teams were vying for that ball. The whistle was blown. And Hobart will again be kicking the ball back into play. The ball is sent up. It's in center field now. Goes past center field towards Colgate's goal. Colgate in possession. Number 11 kicks it over towards the sideline, and American intercepts it. Pass it back to their defenders. Number 21, Jake Garcia. Garcia looking for the pass. He shoots it up and over that near sideline. And it'll be a throw-in for Colgate. Colgate's number 10 kicking that ball down the field towards number 14, Ethan Cutler. Cutler with the ball on the sideline. And the ball gets kicked across the sideline by American. Colgate will be starting it off in American's defensive zone with the throw-in. Ball gets headed up into the air. Amazing attempt by Cutler. Goes wide of the goal. Hobart with the ball once again. Kicks it up over the sideline, over center field. American takes the ball. And Ricky Brown runs out to grab that ball before any offensive play can happen. Ball gets kicked up into the air. A header. Ball is loose. Americans number 9 runs for it, kicks it down the field, and it gets sent out of bounds. And American will start it off here in another corner. As previously stated, American leads the league in corners with a total of 51 this season. The ball is back up in play. Number 14 kicks it over to number 24, Tim Oberg. American intercepts it. That's number 10, Panos Nakid, with the ball running it down the field. And Ricky Brown once again runs out and picks that ball up. Number 9 of American sending it towards the goal. Gets blocked by one of Colgate's defenders, and Colgate takes the ball. They send it upfield. Number 20 colliding with number 8. Loses the ball to American. And Dylan Hobart kicking the ball back up towards center field. American still in possession with number 24, attempting to block those passes. Number 17 of American now with the ball, Joel Hart. They kick it, and Ricky Brown takes the ball once again. The ball is kicked up into play. Colgate's number 14 in possession, passes it over to number 24. American attempts to take possession, and a stumble keeps it in Colgate's play. Number 20 trips, and the whistle is blown. Looks like he needs a minute. And Colgate is awarded an indirect kick. Number 14, Ethan Cutler, will be starting this kick. And it gets sent across the field, across the box. No one manages to intercept it, and it goes right over the sideline on the other side of the field. American with the ball. They kick it up towards midfield. Running along that sideline. The ball gets sent over the sidelines and will be given over to Colgate.
Colgate substitution number 7, Uli Omorangi.
Colgate with the throw in. American takes possession, and they send it over to center field. Colgate's number 3, Bruno Scudari, with the ball. He passes it up, and American once again intercepts it. Number 8 with a header here. And Colgate's number 3, Bruno Scudari, once again with the ball. He passes it off to his teammate, and it gets deflected across that end line. Hobart with the kickoff once again. Gets sent down towards Colgate's goal. American in possession against that near sideline. Number 11 of Colgate runs down towards their goalie. And Ricky Brown picks it up. The ball is back in play, up in the air. A header by American sends it over that sideline. And Colgate will be starting with possession of the ball in American's defensive zone. Number 5 throwing it in, Jared Stroud. Ball is thrown into the center of big group of players, and it gets kicked out over the fence, over the sidelines. And Colgate will be starting once again on the sideline, throwing the ball into the center. Colgate kicks it back. American intercepts it. And they are running the ball up the field. Made it all the way down to Colgate's box before that ball was kicked out of bounds. American will be starting the throw off here in Colgate's defensive zone. It's a big time for Raiders defense. Ball is shot and deflected by Ricky Brown. No score there. Game is still tied with just 13 minutes left. It's a very close game. And a corner for American. They send the ball up amongst all those players. And the ball gets kicked out over that end line. Looks like we'll have another corner from the other side now. They send it over. Colgate kicks it back towards that far sideline. American attempts to pass it towards the center. It bounces off of one of Colgate's players and out of bounds. American with the throw-in from the far sideline. They're still trapped up against that sideline. Trying to get around Colgate's defenders. Colgate intercepts the ball. And they kick it back towards the midfield line. American's defenders take it. Still against that sideline. America drives it towards the middle, passing it back. Sending the ball down towards Colgate's defensive zone. And number 10 takes it of Colgate, passing it over to his teammate towards the side. They send it up towards the midfield line. And American once again intercepts the ball. Still over the midline, they drive it down towards Colgate's goal. Colgate defenders send it back towards center field. Ball momentarily loose. And the whistle is blown. American will be starting with the ball just out of center field, close to Colgate's goal. And they kick it up and over into Colgate's box. Ball goes up in the air, wide of the goal, and over the end line. Ricky Brown again with the kickoff here. He kicks it up, goes over that midfield line. A header by American attempts to get it back towards Colgate's defensive zone. Ball really isn't in possession. There we go. And Colgate takes possession of that ball. They're running it down towards American's goal. And don't manage to get much of a shot off. Ball just goes over that end line. And it's a corner for Colgate. First of this game. They kick the ball into play. It gets sent across the field towards the near sideline, trying to keep it in bounds. They succeed. Number 24 had it, and they lost it to American. Now they're running along that sideline. Ball goes out. And number 3 of Colgate with a throw in, Chase Pagani. Number 11, Colin O'Neill. Attempted to kick that ball up. Pagani again with the throw in. Excuse me, that was Bruno Scudari, number 3. Number 7 with the ball. Gets intercepted by American. And American is driving it down towards Colgate's goal. They're in the box. There's a stumble and Ricky Brown grabs it. Colgate in possession of the ball now towards center field. They send it back over to number 24. He is dashing towards that goal. And it gets snagged right out of the air by Dylan Hobart. Hobart kicks the ball into play. It's going down towards Colgate's goal. Number 9 with the ball, and Ricky Brown slides out of the goal, grabs it before anyone can get a shot off. Ball gets kicked over the midfield line. Number 14 of Colgate running for that ball, now in possession, attempting to score here. Ball gets sent just wide of the goal. Another player doesn't manage to intercept it and get that shot, unfortunately. And play will restart. Hobart kicks the ball, goes over the midline. American and Colgate vying for that ball. No one in clear possession yet. It's a stumble by one of Colgate's players. And the ball is awarded to Colgate. Number 8 ready to start this ball off. Kicks it over center field. Down the line. Number 4 in hot pursuit of the ball. Colgate kicks it up the field over that midline once again. And American takes it. They're running that ball down the field. Number 8, Jordan Manley with the ball. Passes it over to number 9, Joe Irola. Five minutes left of this game. And Ricky Brown will be kicking it off following this change of lineup. The ball is in play against that far sideline. American has possession. Ball gets sent up into Colgate's goal box. And gets kicked out of bounds across that sideline. American will be throwing it in. Still right in front of Colgate's goal. And they shoot and it goes wide. Ball trapped at center field. Gets sent over towards American's defensive zone by Colgate. Colgate in possession. They pass it back across that midfield line. Whistle is blown as Colgate's number 14 takes a rough tumble on that turf. Number 14 kicks the ball off. And American sends it flying back over the midfield line. Colgate's defenders in pursuit. They take possession of the ball. Gets passed over to number 3, Bruno Scudari. Scudari sending it back down the field towards that end zone. And it gets picked up by Dylan Hobart before any offensive play can take place. Hobart kicks the ball back over that center line. Colgate takes possession. Number 5 sending up to number 14. Number 14 and defender in hot pursuit. Number 14 looking to make a shot, and he scores a goal with just a minute and 40 seconds left in the game. A score for Colgate. Score now stands at 2-1 Colgate. Just a minute 40 left in this game. The second goal scored by Cutler this game.
Colgate Raider goal scored by number 14, Ethan Cutler. With 1:39 remaining in the second period.
Clock has been stopped as Ricky Brown prepares to kick the ball.
A yellow card has been issued to American University Sept with 1:17 remaining in the second period.
Another yellow card was issued to American University there. American throws the ball out into the field. No clear possession as of yet. Ball gets sent back over the sideline, and Colgate will be throwing it in.
1 minute remains in the second half.
Just 1 minute left in this game. American trying to gain control of this ball. Colgate takes possession, throws it back towards center field, while bouncing wildly from player to player. And it rolls right into Ricky Brown's hands. He runs it up to the front of the box. 25 seconds left. He kicks it over that midline, down the field. Colgate in possession. Number 14 passing it off to his teammate. Colgate still in possession. Number 20 now with it, passing it over back to number 14 along that sideline. They keep it up in that corner. And that is the game. The score stands at 2-1 Colgate. A win for the Raiders. It's been a wonderful game this evening. Both teams playing very well. And we wish the Raiders luck in their game against Syracuse on Tuesday. This has been Maggie Mikesell hosting tonight's live stream on the Patriot League Network, powered by Campus Insiders.